Mark, it's me, it's Bex.
You're the one that I want.
Mark, snap out of it, dude, snap out of it.
Alan! Give me back my baby! Alan! Give me back my baby!
Mark, wake up, you cunt!
Oh, Bex, it's you!
Fucking course it's me, you twat.
What are you doing here?
Well, you've been out of it and mumbling for bloody ages, and to be honest, I thought it was all over for you. I thought you'd finally taken that step off the precipice and into insanity.
But I don't know what's going on, Bex. I wasn't out of it, Bex. There was a zombie apocalypse. It really happened. You know, and we had a podcast, and there were all these demons.
Shh, there. Lie quiet, it's okay. It was just your imagination. Just like, I'll sing you Soft Kitty.
No, Bex, it wasn't. It was real. It was all real.
Kitty. Right, that's it. You've gone. You're off the cliff. You're plunging into Crazy Town.
No, Bex. Honestly, I haven't gone mad. It was the Zompok. You know how we discussed it. It was the Zompok. It was how we said it was going to happen. And you were there, Bex, fighting off the zombies with the dildos. And Jo was there, but she wasn't Jo. She was called Selena, and she was a succubus, and Di was there, but she wasn't Di, she was called something else, and she was a whore, and she had a heart of gold, and then there was Tracy with her books. Remember Tracy with her books? And Matt was there. Oh, I don't know what Matt was doing, but he was there.
Wow.
But maybe it wasn't real. Maybe I am going off my head.
It's okay. Honestly, listen, it's okay. I think at some point in all of our lives, we've all experienced crazy visions. You know, you're tired, you're under a lot of stress. Just deep breaths.
But Bex, it was so real. A truly, live place with real people. And I remember that some of it wasn't very nice, but most of it was beautiful. I was a celebrity. I wrote a book. People loved me. And I was about to save mankind. And the demons, they were just about to debut their production of Grease.
Okay. Don't worry. I'm gonna go and get you some help, okay?
But wait. Look,
okay.
It's my microphone and my headphones and the internet's at full strength and you're here. There's only one thing left to say. Good morning, Zombie! Good morning, Zompak!
Good morning, Zompak. Welcome to the new and improved and in real fucking life GMZ podcast.
GMZ. Thank you so much for tuning into season 3 of GMZ.
Season 3?
I can't believe it.
Season 3 of GMZ. Oh, the racist.
Jesus! It's season 3 of GMZ. I've started off with a little bit of casual racism. We're here for the third season of GMZ. And just like you guys listening, we are fans of zombie fiction. Strangely enough, we got into this whole podcasting stuff because of zombie books, didn't we, Bex?
We did.
So we were both fans of the same zombie book. We started off a podcast to do with that one, and then we sort of outgrew that one, and then we moved on to our own one, just me and Bex.
Because we were more awesome.
Because we were more awesome. We out-awesomed our current surroundings and moved on. And in the process of doing that, we sort of entered into the zombie apocalypse.
We did.
And now we've escaped the zombie apocalypse and we're here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the things that are passionate for us, the things that we enjoy. We're going to get on other people who are also part of the GMZ family, who also enjoy the same stuff as us. So we're talking like zombie books, zombie authors, we're going to talk about zombie films, TV shows, so Walking Dead, Z Nation, that sort of stuff. There's going to be, and this might disappoint some people, there's going to be no more demon dicks, no more cognitive zombie story arcs, there's going to be no more complex love triangles, no more
demons doing Grease.
I'm kind of pleased.
Do you know what? I'm sad, but in some ways it's a little bit of a relief because Oh, it was getting tiring having to think up a story every week.
Yeah, it was, and I'm glad to be out of the zombie apocalypse. I think we did well. We had 2 years of the zombie apocalypse. We survived.
We did.
We
survived the zombie apocalypse.
We survived the zombie apocalypse, and we know if it comes down to it, me and Bex are more than equipped to deal with that situation.
Yeah, in our imaginations anyway.
Yeah.
But as well as Mark said, we talk about zombie books, we're going to be talking about films, TV shows, but we're also going to do the same things we did last season and the season before. We're going to interview the stars. I say stars, the people who come onto our podcast, we interview those people, authors mainly, but also some TV dudes, actors, actresses, filmmakers, directors. Basically, anyone who is involved in the zombie genre, we're going to get them on and interview them. If if they want to come on and they don't think we're stalking them via Facebook and putting in a restraining order or something.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to go back to our roots a little bit because we started off this podcast to do with books, and we kind of went a little bit off topic. Not off topic, we're still on topic of zombies, but we went off into movies, and we got a bit starstruck with people like Kate Ashfield and Russell Hodgkinson, and we talked, and we did a bit about sort of films with Romero and stuff. We did The Weekend of the Dead, which is a Romero show. But our love, our passion, the reason we're here is because of the books.
It is,
and it's all the books, not just one particular book. It's all the zombie books, and the authors behind those books, because they're a wonderful group of people. They're a wonderful community. So we're really, really lucky that we have all this support from this community of which are genuinely indie authors. There's some obviously, who have traditional publishing contracts, but the majority of them are indie authors. And
some of them are pricks. Don't get us wrong.
Oh yeah, no, there's a group of pricks as well. Yeah, I mean, do you want me to name some pricks right now?
No, we won't name the pricks. They know who they are.
Yeah, it's true. They do know. I'd like to. I don't know if he's a zombie author, but he's definitely a horror author. But that Matt Shaw is a proper prick. Just putting that out there, and I'm putting that out there because on his podcast he called me a prick. So I feel like,
oh, did he?
He did. So I feel like we're the karma. We're settling scores.
We need to call him one better. We need to call him a cunt.
I feel like he would wear that as a badge of honour. Is that kind of guy, He's a lovely guy. Called me a prick. I called him a prick. Bex called him a cunt. Now, if he calls Bex a cunt, what happens now? I don't know.
Wait and see.
Oh, you can only. We've already started episode 1, and we've started a war. So
if there's one person you don't want to get into a war with, is bloody Matt Shaw, because he will kill you in the most imaginative way ever.
I know. I've probably started off with the wrong person there. I've aimed high. I've reached beyond my means already. And
you should have called Ricky Fleet a prick. I don't think
he's too nice to say anything.
He's too nice to kill you.
Yeah, Ricky Fleet's too nice. He's like to go, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right about that, Mark.
I suppose I am a little bit.
You're a nice
Thanks
guy.
for bringing that to my attention.
So what are we doing? What are we doing here? I don't know what we're doing anymore. We used to have issues,
a script and stuff.
Yeah. So what are we doing this week, Bex? Now we're not trapped in the apocalypse. How do we entertain these beautiful, beautiful listeners?
Oh, well, are they not already entertained? I shall say.
I don't know. Are you entertained?
Are you entertained already?
No one's
Who knows? We can't hear you. But this week we have got Tracy Day, and she is GMZ's resident indie book expert. She literally devours books like I devour pizza. And she's here to tell us about what she's been reading, what author she's been grilling, not actually grilling like a steak. She's asking them questions, and they're very complex questions. She's got a lot of information off them, and we're going to see what they're all up to.
Yeah, Tracy is the best. So she, in GMZ, she is part of the family, and she is our indie book author, indie book expert, rather, not author. And what she does is she reads books that she buys from these guys, and sometimes they give her their books, and she'll review them for us, and she'll come onto our podcast every couple of weeks or so and talk about what she's in love with, and not only will she talk about it, she'll interview that author sort of off air, and sort of get some answers to questions, and she'll be posting that in a blog post as well. So there'll be additional information to back up what Tracy's saying today, and she'll be able to sort of fill you into the sort of greater minds of the wonderful zombie authors that we have.
Yes. Don't forget we're also doing the same thing as we've been doing the other season, so we have got a special guest interview with an author this week, and this week we've got the awesome Duncan Bradshaw. He's coming on.
Yeah, Duncan's another one who knows his zombie shit. I mean, he is he's zombie shit. He knows his zombie shit. You know, there's a difference.
He's zombie shit.
Yeah, as opposed to zombie shit.
Yeah.
Because zombies don't
But he
shit.
does.
Do zombies shit?
No, I think they do.
That's a question. I'm going to ask that to Duncan later.
Well, we'll ask Duncan later.
He knows his stuff. I mean, he knows all. I mean, he knows about movies. He knows about TV series. He knows stuff.
He knows stuff. But I think that's about it this week. That's all we've got planned. But I suppose we're probably going to chat about other random crap that comes into our heads, like we have done in this intro.
Obviously, that is our way.
Yes, well, let's get on with it then.
We shall. This week we have our wonderful guest host, the young, the beautiful, the wonderful, the incredible Tracy Day. Hello, Tracy Day.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hiya. So Tracy is our indie zombie book expert, like we were talking about earlier. And what have you got in store for us this week, Tracy?
Okay, so this week I'm going to be talking about Ed Cardillo, because I'm a massive fan of his, and I've been reading again the Creeping Dead series, which is a 2-book series at the moment.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's amazing.
Sounds good.
Tracy, what is, because obviously you have spoke to us before about Creeping Dead.
You have.
So what you banging on about it all the time. Oh, it's really good. Right? But
You should read it.
You should read
You should read it, guys. Yeah.
And we're like, we ain't reading nothing. We don't care. So what is so cool about Creeping Dead? Why do you like it?
Okay, so basically it's based on a place called Smuggler's Bay, which is loosely based on a town where he used to spend all of his childhood holidays. Mm-hmm. And it was a place called Seaside Heights. He now takes his wife and kids there. So I think because it was based on reality and a place that exists, it was just so much more real in the book, and I actually felt like I was there. It was things like you can smell the smells on the boardwalk and that type of thing. And the story starts around Superstorm Sandy. Basically, it hit Seaside Heights and tore through the town and tore it apart. The roller coaster went crashing into the ocean, and the whole town was devastated. But the people refused to accept it and pulled together and got the town back on its feet. And this book really is a homage to the people in the town that you loved so much as a child. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like it when authors draw on like real life, because it kind of, like you say, you feel like you're there. You can kind of smell the smells. You can hear the sirens that they would hear, and I think it just feels a bit more real.
It does, and there's a really vivid scene in the book where the massive roller coaster is washed into the sea, and you can just see the humps sticking out of the ocean, and that actually happened in the town. So,
really?
so the way he describes it is from actually what happened, not because he's just writing a book sort of thing. So he uses the superstorm to launch the zombie attack in the book. Cleverly not telling you how the infection starts, and I say cleverly because I got to the end of book 2 before I realised I didn't know how it started. So I read the book so engrossed in the book and the characters and the scenery and everything. And it wasn't until I asked him some questions, he said, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing out book 3 and I'm going to talk all about the infection, how it started. I was like, oh God, yeah, I don't know how it started.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, but that is one of the things, isn't it? Is when one of the signs of a great book is when you're engrossed in the now, engrossed in the moment and the characters and the lives that they're living. You don't need to know the how because you're engrossed in the now, you know. So and obviously if that's the case, then obviously it's a great book. It's based around the Superstorm Sandy. It's really hard to say.
Superstorm Sandy. Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister.
Superstorm Sandy.
So I'm assuming it's America. Because obviously that's where Sandy was. So it's in America. When is it? Like, is it set like present day? Is it in the past? What sort of, or was it when Sandy happened?
It's set. No, it's kind of set present day, but the boardwalk and everything about it is very 80s. It's just like the music, the calipo music, and everything just kind of like, I think you and I were talking the other day and talking about Lost Boys, and it is like that. It kind of reminds you of that type of thing. It's very 80s based, but it is based present day. Yeah.
So Tracy, what is your favourite thing about the book?
I think my favourite thing about the whole book is the fact that you just get sucked into this place. And a lot of books I read, and yeah, they're great books and great characters, but you don't get sucked into the place to the point where it's kind of somewhere where you want to go. And that's what gripped me. I really want to go there. I want to see what it's like. I want to walk on the boardwalk and eat candy floss, and I want to eat pizza at one of his characters' pizza places. And it's just that kind of book. I mean, he's been writing for a long time, since he was young. He was offered a contract by Seven Press, and he'd already got about 3 or 4 novels under his belt.
So is he a full-time writer? Is that his job now? Is that what he does, or is he do other things as well?
Actually, I don't know.
I'll ask him next time.
I'll ask him. I honestly don't know that. I don't think it's full-time, actually. I'm sure
I find that most of the writers we interview, most of the indie authors, they always have another job too, because the writing doesn't bring in as much income as what we'd expect, I suppose.
There's an amazing statistic. I can't quote the statistic because I can't remember what it is. There's an amazing statistic about the amount of authors that actually earn a living out of it. It's like a fraction of a percent that actually earn a full-time living out of it. That's how many authors don't earn any money. If you want to earn money, don't write.
It's very much a labour of love, isn't it?
I'm not surprised when you look at how much the books cost on Amazon, and then you've got Amazon Prime or the Amazon Unlimited, whatever it is. So you get the books for free. You can loan them like a library. And I have got that. But if I really like a book, I'll then go and buy it. So kind of giving a bit back.
So, I mean, I know you're a big fan of Ed's writing. I know you're a big fan of The Creeping Dead and stuff like that. I mean, but he's a nice guy as well, Ed, isn't he? I mean, I sound like I'm doing an advert.
No, he contributes to the Facebook group and stuff. He's a top draw guy.
He is, and he's down to earth. And I've been messaging him back and forth quite a lot, and he's really interested in listening to this episode and wanting to know how it goes and all that. He wished me luck last night, and it was he's a lovely bloke, he really.
Yeah, I mean, and do you find that with a lot of indie authors that they really do care about their fans? They really get involved. I mean, you and James Wallace fantastically well.
James, yeah.
I mean, these guys are on the other side of the world. They don't have to interact with us in the way that they do, but they do, and I think that's an incredible thing. Getting back to Ed for a moment, I know, Tracy, you asked him quite a few questions and he gave quite long answers, and we're not going to talk about them all now because he's not here, so we can't, we don't want to put words in his mouth. But what Tracy's done for us is she's made a nice blog post, and we're going to put that up on the website so you can see all this Q&A that Tracy did. That we're going to be doing that.
Oh, I just want to know, actually, has he written anything else apart from The Creeping Dead, or is this quite a long series?
It's Creeping Dead. He's writing book 3 at the moment, which is due out in the summer. So that was one of my main questions: when is the next book out? Like, hurry up, sort of thing. Yeah, now. I need it. So he's written lots of other stuff. I mean, his favourite genre is space opera. So,
oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. I like Ed even more now.
So it sounds like he's got a bit of something for everyone, hasn't he?
He does.
I love science fiction.
You do.
I do. I don't know why I don't do a science fiction podcast. I should do one of those.
You've got too much to do already.
I'm off now. Bye. I know, Tracy, you are the most prolific zombie reader in our GMZ family. You're far more prolific than Bex and I.
Oh, yeah.
So how does The Creeping Dead, how does it compare with your, the wide variety of stories that you've read? Does it compare to, say, Mark Tufo? How does it compare to Mark? How does it compare to, say, R.R. Hayward and people like that? Is it up there with those guys?
Oh, God, definitely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That's all we want to know.
Brilliant. You know what? Anyone that hasn't read it, just get it. It's so worth the read.
So, how many Super Tracy Brain stars would you give The Creeping Dead?
Brain stars? Hold on. Let's just go back and work out what a brain star is.
I got distracted by Simon coming
Explain
through the
to
door.
us.
I want to know how many Tracy brains you'd give it. 5 brains out of 5.
Oh god, definitely 5 out of 5. Yeah, definitely.
5 brains out of 5. That's a high Tracy score. We're not going to keep this up for the whole series, Tracy.
No, I want a brain score every week.
Yeah, but
but
don't forget the
it
guys
can't
that I'm
be
going
5.
to ask questions to. They're all the authors that I'm going to be reviewing. They're all going to be 5s, basically.
They're all going to be 5.
Yeah, I don't
there's
believe
no
in
point doing a
interviewing
brain.
someone and thinking shit, their books are a load of crap.
Oh, can't we do one shit?
Can we just
one?
do someone that's really crap and it's like, sorry guys, it's 1 brain star from me?
Is that one you were talking about when you were out at some knickers or something? What was that?
Oh, the panties one.
Yeah, the zombie ate my panties.
Zombie ate my panties. That's got to be one.
I'm writing
brain
that
star.
down.
Half a brain star.
I did read that, and it was as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
But there you are. I mean, each to their own, though, isn't it? I mean, because I mean, the wonderful thing about self-publishing is you write down your words, you publish them online, and people choose to read them or don't read them. It's a wonderful, brave world, and I think I have so much admiration for these people who have the courage and the guts to do it. And obviously, if we don't like it, then
Fuck us.
fuck us. Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is,
Well,
there's
not
always
literally.
somebody that's going to like it. I mean, I've read some pretty dire books. Obviously, I've read loads. So there's been a couple in there that have been absolutely horrific. But, some of them have got 5-star reviews, quite a few 5-star reviews. So somebody likes them. I think, it's taste, isn't it, I suppose, at the end of the day. But a good book is a good book. So.
Yeah, can we do a Tracy Dyer book episode? Where right, it's just a special episode, and it's Dyer Bookical, yes.
Yeah,
and it's just us discussing Dyer books. We should get Joe on because Joe would be amazing for this.
Yeah,
Joe would.
Joe would love this.
I once read a book, and I tried so hard, and I literally read the first one, and by the time I got to the end, I was ready to put a rope around my neck. It was that bad. And
I've read it.
I put a comment to someone on Facebook, and someone had a right go at me. You do realise I remember on here, and I was like, oh shit, what have I said? But
constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, your book's a load of shit. Yeah.
Right, better.
I mean, the wonderful thing about our season 1 and 2 of GMZ being in the zombie apocalypse is that, technically we were playing characters, so we wasn't actually speaking through Mark and Bex. So we could call, someone a C word and it didn't really matter because, it wasn't really us. I mean, the danger is now that we are living in reality that we, if we say the wrong thing, then they may get grumpy and humpy about it.
I call people cunts in reality.
Yeah, I think we should just carry on as normal and don't worry about it.
To be fair, the next character was actually me. I didn't act in any way at all.
Well, the Mark character is actually me, how I would like to be, but now I'm just stuck being. Yeah, it's so
Raped
true.
by demons.
I've always wanted to be impregnated. There is my dream come true. Please put your semen in me.
I feel a little bit sick.
Oh, good. It's nice to know that the podcast is continuing its classy beginnings. So, I mean, I think, right, I know we're going off Ed for a minute. I'm sorry, Ed. We'll come back to you in a moment. But I think in the future we should do a star rating. And I know Tracy's always going to give people a 5 brain star rating, and that's fine. But I think at some point we should do a Dyer episode where we just do the Dyer books. And I think we should do some honest reviews, Bex, don't you?
Definitely.
We should do some honest reviews. And I know you're being honest now, and you really do love this book, and you're going to do these, like, serious, and you're only going to do the people you love, which is great. But I think we should do some other ones where we literally let people know the truth.
What
in a horrible way,
in December, end of year.
Yeah, we'll do a Christmas your book
Flag
shit
off.
episode. Yeah. Your book shit, and we'll just list them. Oh God, it's good to be back.
It is good.
Anyway, Ed writes lovely books.
He does.
He does, and you know what? I love
he's
his
a nice
zombies
guy.
as well. I love his zombies because they are like slow, shambling zombies, but they vomit the virus at people. They projectile vomit the virus.
Oh,
at
really?
people. Yeah,
I
it's
like
brilliant.
that. That's unusual.
Oh, I like that. Once they're projectile vomited on the person, do they then collapse and die? Is that it, or can they continue vomiting?
No,
there's only so much vomit.
no, they can continue vomiting. They're like limitless vomiting machines. Yeah.
Where does it come from?
I don't know. Maybe it's kind of up to their ankles. Maybe it just fills their body and just like.
Do you know what I need to read? Is book 3. That would have my answers.
Yeah.
Well, you
need to read book 1 and 2 first. Yeah.
So here's the thing, right, Ed? If you're listening, and I know you're listening, Ed. Number 1. Where is all this vomit coming from? If they're not eating any food, and what process is making all this vomit? And it can't be limitless. There's only so much fluid in the human body. Once it's gone, it's gone. I need answers to these questions for it to be scientifically correct. Otherwise, you'll get complaints from nerds and geeks like me.
Well, you know what? He's in the middle of writing it now, so good time to ask that question.
He's gonna
be revealed.
He will. He'll type back and say, "Do you know what? That Mark's a right wanker."
That Bex is alright though.
Yeah, and he'll be correct in all of his assumptions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tracy, we have had a wonderful evening.
We have.
Evening. It's been so good to have another host on our show.
Yeah.
You are officially our guest host, and you're going to be coming along every other week, and we'll be doing this. So sometimes it'll be me and Beck, sometimes it'll be us three, and we're just going to chill out.
Yeah, we're just going to do it.
Cool. Every other week. Jesus, I better start reading more.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what, Tracy? Right? Sorry, I got all excited then. I went, hey, like that for no apparent reason. But, hey! Oh, I got all excited. I had a little tingle downstairs.
A tingle or a tinkle? Don't stop.
I'd rather not divulge that information. What was I talking about? I forgot what I got excited. Oh, yeah, books. So, if any of you authors out there are listening, apart from Ed, and there's friends of Ed, like Ed's friends, Ed, tell your friends, man. Like, Tracy is the GMZ book expert. If you want to be featured on GMZ and you want your book featured on GMZ, you go to Tracy. Mm-hmm. You say, read my book. If she thinks it's good, you'll be featured. Yes. It's that simple, okay? If it's rubbish and it's something about panties, zombie-eating panties... She'll make up. She would.
I'll just say we're full.
Yeah, that's it. So if Tracy says we're full, your book shit. Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. That's the way we can grade it. So if you told me,
there we go.
Yeah, if you told me not to come on, then that's it. The book scrap.
Book scrap. Book scrap. Simple as that. Right.
And on that bombshell.
On that bombshell. What were we? Fucking Top Gear. I'm not doing that. Hold on, there's 3 of us.
They got dropped, didn't they? Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, and there's 3 of us. So who's who? Right, Tracy is James.
No,
I think you're James.
Oh, fuck it! I knew you was going to say that.
I reckon I'm Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah, you're Clarkson.
Yeah, definitely.
It's because you punched the producer in the nose.
Hold on, I'm not that fat bloke. What's his name?
No, Mark's the fat bloke.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah, I'll be the other guy.
Yeah. You'll be the other one, the one with the hair.
Yeah, the one with the hair.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it from Tracy
BBC
today.
Thank
Amazon. You very much for coming to our podcast, and I hope that we will see you again in a fortnight's time.
Yes.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thanks, Tracy.
See you guys. See you later.
Bye. Just a quick break in the middle of the podcast, just to let everybody know that this episode is sponsored by the wonderful author Suzanne Sussex.
Yeah, Suzanne Sussex is the incredible indie author of the Safe Zone series. She's also a wonderful person. She's always supported our podcast, and we really do appreciate the support that she gives us.
Yes. Safe Zone, which is Suzanne's book series, has a ton of 5-star reviews on Amazon. It's very highly rated by other authors and readers alike. I know in our Facebook group, she's seen as quite an established author now, and obviously people have a lot of respect for her in the genre. She has a great following, but she's also one of the most active members we have in the group, giving good advice and helping others get started and stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, to be honest. I mean, Suzanne, she's a great author. She's in touch with her readership. Safe Zone is one of my favourite series of all time. She writes such real characters, and I think Safe Zone is probably one of my all-time favourite zombie series. So,
thank you for sponsoring this episode of GMZ, Suzanne. We urge all of our listeners to go out and buy Safe Zone.
Yes, it's one of those. Safe Zone's one of those compelling stories that you read that's just so real. I don't want to give too much away, but the story has just enough truth to it to make you feel that you're kind of immersed in the story and it could actually be happening.
Yeah, it's one of those great British zombie stories, not your sort of run-of-the-mill zombie gore fest. Having said that, there are moments of horror, but it's a pacey adventure full of real characters and tense drama.
So book one in the Safe Zone series is called The Greater Good, so Suzanne Sussex. Check it out on Amazon.
It's also on Kindle Unlimited, so if you've got KU, it's free. If not, it's only $1.99, which is an absolute bargain.
Bargain. There you go. Go check out Suzanne Sussex Safe Zone on Amazon today.
Right, this week we have the wonderful special guest, Duncan Bradshaw, on the show. Hi, Duncan, how are you?
Hello, I am very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm very well as well.
Great.
This
Well, I hope.
This is going to be a wonderful interview, isn't it, Bex?
It is. First one back. You're our first season 3 guest.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
I think I must get some kind of plaque or something made.
We'll get you a plaque.
We'll send you a sticker.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get you a plaque and a really cute nickname, because I think, Dunk the Hunk, and we'll do like a zombie picture of Dunk.
Dunk the Hunk. No, you can't call him that.
Yeah, I can. I can do what I like. It's my podcast. Right.
I've also been called a lot worse. Spunky Dunky at school.
Spunky Dunky. Right.
Yeah.
Duncan, let's pretend we're professional for 2.5 minutes. So you're obviously you're quite a prolific guy in terms of horror authoring. I don't know if all of our listeners know who you are. I mean, you have wrote a ton of stuff. I looked you up on Amazon, and the list just kept going. I gave up reading the list of how much stuff. You're a pretty prolific author. Why, when, and how did you first get into horror and zombies and stuff?
Let's say back in the day, I mean, I must have been about 7 or 8. I mean, don't even ask me how old I am now, because then you have to do maths, and it's a Friday evening.
Yeah.
I'm not doing maths.
God, no. And I'm not, and I'm a gentleman, so I can never actually go and give you my birth year. Let's just say that the test tube cracked and I came to life. So I was about 7 or 8, and my mum and dad always used to go and record weird things, not themselves having sex, I like to add.
Oh, you say that, but you know.
You say that. So I just remember one night they just my dad sort of went through the videos. That again shows how old I am. Put something on, and I wasn't really paying that much attention at that until about 10-15 minutes in, and there's this guy at the top of the stairs, and he was kind of staggering around the place a bit. His face was a bit blue. I thought he had a cold or something. And then he saw someone he knew and gave a bit of a hug, and then decided to go and rip her throat out, which kind of thought, this is something this isn't EastEnders.
Yeah.
So it piqued my interest straight away. So from there, I mean, obviously I was only 7 or 8. It was if I could go down to Radio Solent, definitely show my age now, to go and get the latest Laserdisc release. So it just sort of happened from there. I mean, Return of the Living Dead 3, Your Brain Smells So Spicy. That's another line that always sticks in my head. Night of the Comet as well. That was like an early one, which had a big sort of subliminal influence on me when I read the first book. And yeah, it's just I remember sort of getting to my early 20s and actually having disposable income, and decided to not spend it on hookers and blow all the time, because the wife wasn't very happy. So I thought I'd go and start investing in my zombie DVD collection, which is what I did. And I've got I've got a pile at the moment, a bit like my to be read book pile. My to be watched pile of zombie films is equally sizable as well.
Yeah, I mean,
the space station actually kind of wants some airspace back, because it's taken.
I mean, you're well known. I mean, you're well known for being a zombie guy, aren't you? I mean, I'm not actually a zombie guy, but I mean, when you talk to other horror authors in the indie, so the first thing everybody says to me is, "Oh, do you know Duncan Bradshaw?" Because obviously you are a bit of a fan. Like, do you go to conventions and stuff like that as well?
I do. Like I say, I mean, I've been writing for 2014 was the first book, so this is the fourth year now. So I used to be part of a a small press called Cinemas Horror Company. They're still going now. So me and Justin used to go out to various conventions then. Seeing things like the Weekend of the Dead, which is one of the things I want to get to, is always conflicted with the Festival of Zombie Culture up in Leicester, I think it is, run by Zombie Ed. So I've always been a guest there, you see, up until last year when it didn't go ahead. So I've always not been able to go to Weekend of the Dead, and especially considering some of the guests they've had on. So you guys were there last year, weren't you?
We
were.
And that was really nice because it was a very quiet convention, and the guests sort of mingled with the special stars and stuff, mingled with like the vendors like us,
the common folk.
The common folk. So like you'll be standing there, and all of a sudden, Tom Savini is sort of over your shoulders, watching what you're doing, and it was quite a bizarre.
It was
feeling.
really, really bizarre, wasn't it? Very surreal.
Yeah,
I was at a convention a couple of years ago, and Tom Savini was there, and it's one of my most embarrassing moments. We were setting the convention up. Tom Savini walks past, and I admit, rather high pitched. It was as if my bollocks was being squeezed. And Justin and Tom Savini stopped and looked at me, and I just thought, oh my god. Yeah. He turned away and walked away.
I did the same because he walked towards me and Bex, and me and Bex were elbowing each other, going, "Look who it is!" And as he got to me, I just went, "Hello, Tom." Like,
and he came to me and went,
yeah,
like that.
Such an idiot.
It must be something about him. I mean, obviously he's a bit of a bloody legend. Let's be honest, but he must invoke either top end of the ranges, either high or low spectrum of speech.
Oh, what was it? It was an amazing thing. There was next door to our little stand. There was a special effects guys, wasn't there? They was running a special effects stall, and they was doing they were showing people how to do it and selling bits and pieces. As they was in the middle of doing makeup for one of these guys to demonstrate their special effects skills, Tom Savini just come over and just stood there watching them, and they were just, their hands were shaking, and they were just they were really just trying to do their job, but obviously couldn't focus. It was absolutely brilliant. I was pissing myself watching. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
So Duncan, how did you start writing?
Those people you meet and they kind of say, one of these days I'm going to write me a book. They might not say exactly those words, but I'm paraphrasing. I've always been one of them. But my biggest problem is that I'm a lazy bastard.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of prohibited me from actually stop playing video games, drinking, just generally being a bit of an arse, really, which is one of my favourite things. So one day, about 2014, July, I'm not going to give you the date because I'm not that sad, I do remember it. One of my BFFs, a guy called Justin Park, I'll say we've sort of known each other for 20 odd years now. He basically just found me one day and said that he's written this book and he's releasing it. And I was like, I'm really happy for you. Obviously, inside I'm seething with rage and jealousy and bitterness. Yeah. That's
as we all would be.
Exactly. I'm obviously happy for him, but I still quite like to go and dig my shallow grave in the forest. Beggars can't be choosers. So I just thought, you know what? If he can do it, this is not trying to belittle him anyway. I just thought, well, sod it. If he can find the time, then so can I. And I just thought, I had this idea for years. It's basically, but the first idea I had was it's basically a zombie trilogy. Mm-hmm. And it's his family in an RV. For some reason, I fucking love RVs. I've never been in one. I've never even,
They're awesome, though. I've never been in one, but they are awesome.
I know.
You can live in it and drive in it. It's weird.
Although some are shit. I'm talking, it has to be one where basically you can have a dump at one end and the smell does not reach the driver.
Oh, like a big RV.
But what did you guys call an RV when you was a kid? I never called it an RV. It was, to me,
I
it was
thought
always
like a caravan.
I called it a Winnebago. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, Winnebago.
Did I come from
your age?
You are a posh son of a bitch.
Did I come from a posh area or something?
Did you eat bagels in your Winnebago?
Well, I never had one. I just looked at Winnebagos. I went Winnebago shopping and window shopped.
Winnebago shopping.
Yeah.
This is turning into dangerous alliteration territory. We have to be careful.
It really is. Yeah, we need to stop.
So anyway, you love Winnebagos.
Yeah, so I love me a Bago. So for some reason, I don't even know why though. So it's basically about his family right at the outset of the infection. So it's a husband, wife, 3 kids. One was literally like a little toddler. So the woman's just got a new job, farmer, sort of earns more money than the husband, this, that, and the other. Gets started, and basically the husband gets infected. The baby dies because, of course, the baby has to die because that's just why not?
That's
Of course,
cool, man.
obviously.
That's cool.
Yeah. But so, and at the end of the book one, the husband basically gives the keys to the Bago, because we're calling the Bago now, to the wife to enable her to get away before he turns into a zombie. And the rest of the books are basically about her trying to survive, but then also about the whole sort of, the trilogy ended up with her tracking him down and killing him because, she loved him so much. That I don't. All that. So basically, long story short, I got to writing it and I thought that is shit.
So do you think your writing improved over the years? Obviously, since your first book was published in 2014, do you think you've kind of come into your own and you've thought, right, oh God, you've learnt from your mistakes of 2014 and now you're like, awesome?
You think so? My problem is you might have detected there's a slight undercurrent of silliness.
Oh, yeah. And I find that in your books too.
Yeah, and it's like it's hidden away so well that you need like 7 keys and a Chinese puzzle box, this sort of stuff. But yeah, and I don't know, it's just I kind of obviously read a lot of sort of chums books and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna lie, they write a lot better than me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and the only bit of advice I give anyone is tell the story your way. I'm not one that I don't want to be likened to the next Stephen King or I don't know, the next Hugh Hefner. I don't know why Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, well, someone needs to be Hugh Hefner, doesn't he? I mean, Duncan's obviously applying for the job.
There's a vacancy. So it's just, I don't know. I just write my books as if I'm sat in a pub and I'm with you, or I don't know, with the pair of you. I don't know why.
It's a good night out.
Perhaps you invited me.
Maybe it's curry night, or the quiz was on.
Subtle him, and I'm just telling you a story, and I use my own vernacular. I don't want to tart things up. I don't want to make it too highbrow. I don't want to. As you can tell, the last thing I am is highbrow. But to me, reading a book and writing it's entertainment. It's a story, and I just want to go and. I'm a bit silly, and occasionally I divert off into stupid little tangents and go and say this, that, and the other, but that's just how I tell a story. So
I like that, though. It makes it a bit more real, a bit more down to earth, more grounded.
Yeah. Exactly.
We were just having this conversation off air before we come into this, because we were saying that The Walking Dead doesn't have enough one-liners or quips. Yeah, it doesn't have any. It doesn't. I mean, who in their right mind is in the zombie apocalypse and doesn't have at least take the piss out of each other? I mean, what? I can't. That's just so unreal for me. I just can't imagine it. I think even in the worst situations, and we've all been in really bad situations in our lives, going through divorce or family, bereavements and stuff. But everybody still has a joke and a laugh. I mean, I remember going to my granddad's funeral, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever been to. Because all the family were telling stories, and we was laughing, and we was joking. I was crying with laughter, and I can't imagine life being that serious like it is in The Walking Dead. You know what I mean?
Or maybe it's because we're British and we have a really weird sense of humour, and we tend to make light out of really serious situations, and the Americans don't.
I think it is actually that, because I mean, this actually ties in very nicely to the Queuing Dead.
Yes,
which is coming up.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
It's just, to me, and I say, obviously I'm not American, I'm not German, I'm not Nigerian or Chinese, but so I can only go by obviously what I've experienced. But as you said, I think as you said, Bex, just being British, there's two things. If anyone gets too big for their own boots, you take the piss out of them. In fact, you take the piss out of them as soon as you wake up in the morning. Yeah. Pretty much, because everyone comes in these. British are known for very stiff upper lips, very reserved, and that's true to a regard. But we also have to take the piss out of people. The nearer the dearer they are, the better. And as you said yourself, Mark, I remember last year when the terrorist attacks, and the dude was sort of running people over from London Bridge and stuff, and fucking awful. But you got people on Twitter making a joke about it and trying to make light of it, because that's just what we do. It's just that's our defense mechanism. We're an island nation. We've had tried to repel invaders since time immemorial, and the way we deal with shock, the way we deal with adversity is stick our fingers up at people and basically call them a bellend. And it's just, we just try and, that's just our defense. That's how we cope, you know? And I'm not, you know, I know Z Nation perhaps goes to the other degree of The Walking Dead. I've never really watched too much Z Nation, but that's why I'm looking forward to the Q and Dead, because I just think it's going to be
funny.
It's going to be kick-ass, you know what I mean?
It's going to be brilliant.
And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to make the book. In case anybody hasn't picked this up, we're making a new book. It's called The Queuing Dead, and it has some wonderful authors like Duncan in it. And one of the reasons we wanted to make this is because of our belief that in The Walking Dead, the TV series, it's unrealistic because there would be more jokes, more quips, more taking the piss. Even in America, I know lots of Americans, and they can be funny. I mean, the ones in our group can be funny. They're not all like Donald Trump.
Stan's a good example.
Yeah, Stan's wonderful. Yeah, Stan has been on. Stan Yan, who's a great comic artist who's done our cover for The Queuing Dead. He is also. It's amazing, yes. He's also part of our group, and he's been on this podcast a couple of times. And he's a really funny guy. So not all Americans are the same, but their TV, their Hollywood notion of what a dramatical situation is different. Going slightly off topic, guys, I watched the other day 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. And that, although it's in America, that could be British. It's dark, it's dealing with serious issues, but it's taking the piss the whole time. So if it gets 5 mark stars, if that's a thing.
5 mark stars.
Yeah, that's a new thing. Anyway, back to you, Duncan, because you're the guest. Remember?
All right. Okay.
I mean, you like I said, you're a prolific writer. There was loads of stuff that you wrote on Amazon, and Bex has read loads of your stuff. I haven't got round to reading anything of yours yet, but I'm sure it's wonderful because everybody tells me this. How do you stay so disciplined when you're at home? I mean, one of the things I have with my own issues when I'm writing is as soon as I'm at home, I'm playing video games, I'm eating crisps, I'm walking the dog, I'm doing everything except writing, which I'm supposed to be doing. So how do you stay disciplined when you're at home?
I've kind of changed my sort of habits and stuff over the years. I mean, when I first started writing, I was playing video games all the time, and again, I gave up smoking about 9 years ago.
Yep.
And I think it's the same with anything. It's habit breaking. It's at 10 o'clock time where you would roll around at work, and normally I'd stand up and like, no, I don't get up anymore because I don't, I'm not smoking. And it's the same for me. It was just instead of coming home and popping on whatever latest hot video game it was, I'd go and fire up the laptop. The Xbox would be staring back at me, and I'd be going, no, I will resist you. And I just get right. I mean, I have found that as I've progressed. As in just a bit more shit, basically. I'm not going to say I've got a huge about. It's just, I don't know, I just kind of treat it a bit differently now. I mean, Class 3, I wrote the first draft of that in 6 weeks. Now, that was just under 70,000 words. And the book I've just finished recently, that took me about 3 or 4 months to write. And cause I just approach it differently now, because as I've done my kind of goal, my goal was to release one book. I just wanted to put everything into one book, so that's what I did. It was it's basically my zombie love letter, not literally, because that's weird. That's necrophilia.
Yeah. Well, we've discussed that in great detail many times.
Yeah. So I just thought I've kind of done it now. So, but I still want to keep writing, but I just treat it differently. So I mean, I just moved to 4-day working weeks at the end of last year, specifically because I then have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday where I can sit down, and because writing isn't just about writing; it's doing in the social media, it's formatting, it's covers, it's exactly. Yeah, making sure your burial shovel's nice and shiny. Yeah. It's there's just so many different parts to it. So I even find out that when I finish work on say Monday through to Thursday, I come home. It's very rare I do writing now, because a couple of days a week, me and the wife go down and do some kind of exercise. That's not code for sex.
Oh, I thought it was. I've been exercising once a year now for a while.
On your own.
On my own, yeah. It's a solo sport I'm doing.
So anyway, that's an image. So now I just write when I can. I don't, I know what I want to do, because most of the time what happens is I go through the day and my brain's kind of thinking over what I'm going to write that night or what I'm going to write next, and then I get back and then just pump it all down and then go back. And then what happens then, because my brain is wonderful like that, it'll wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, you know what? You can't do that because of that thing you did earlier. And I'm like, oh, you stupid bastard. And my brain just keeps thinking of, you should do this, or you can add this bit in, and it's great. And then, again, in an ideal world, I'd write every single day, and, mind you, in an ideal world, I'd have a house, made out of gold bullion bars for some reason. Yeah, or golf balls.
Oh, golf balls?
Imagine trying to make a house out of golf balls. You would feel one hell of an accomplishment if you got that. You know what I mean?
I didn't see the logic until you explained it.
Tripping over and bringing the whole house of golf balls down
exactly. But imagine it. Imagine getting right near to the top, and they're all balanced perfectly, and you just got the tiny little bit for the chimney. You put the last one on, the entire thing falls apart, and you breathe out deeply,
and then jump off a cliff.
No, you start again.
You start again?
You just go. Perhaps
it sounds silly.
Well, I know.
I've come to the conclusion that Duncan is the strangest Zen monk we've ever had on. He's just got this weird golf ball Zen stuff going on.
Mindfulness golf ball shit.
Yeah, also, I would say that, like your social media persona, that's how you portray yourself.
Yeah.
What I'd actually do is I'd do pretty much kind of what Beck said. I'd probably throw an epithet, set fire to something, and then go and throw, I don't know, I'd go and kick someone off the cliff, because I can't, I'm way too important.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
It sounds like something I'd say.
Back to the zombies.
Okay,
right.
Zombies, yeah.
Zombies,
What are
go
your
Bex.
top 3 zombie films and why?
Now, I have I kind of have a top 5 of most things. So obviously I have to...
Cut it down. I have to 3.
You are so demanding. I like it. So I'm going to give it in reverse order. Number 3, just people at home, have some kind of drum roll in your head, okay? Am I having an embolism? No, it's not. It's you guys. So number 3 is Wormwood.
Wormwood? Oh, that...
Because
I'm surprised, yes.
I know, and a lot of people say this to me. A mate of mine, Stuart Park, sent me the trailer of it. He kind of sees these trailers, and they're very weird things. He sends across to me and I think, ooh. And it says, I don't know if you remember, it said Dawn of the Dead meets Mad Max.
Yes, I remember the trailer, yeah.
Now, that's basically like someone saying to me, have a biscuit.
Yeah.
It's
how can you say no to that? Yeah, it's
exactly. And I watched it, and there are a few bits shit. No film was perfect, let's be honest. I mean, I'm not even getting into certain films at the moment because I might have an argument with people. But Wormwood, it gave me that, bad taste.
Yes.
It had that kind of vibe to it, It's that kind of weird camera angles, and it was over the top, it was gory, it was silly. I mean, you had a proper mad scientist. How many mad scientists have we had nowadays? They're like cults.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You need, and also then you had dudes in body armor run around and shooting people. You can't beat it.
I'm going to watch that then.
It's good.
I was literally thinking about bad taste earlier in this podcast when I was talking to you, Duncan. You were talking about your VHSs and stuff, and I remember going to the video shop, getting bad taste, and the guy made me put it up my jumper to take it home in case I got caught. Anyway, carry on.
That was another film that my mum and dad taped, which I watched, and the bit where he's got the deadhead out off the cliff and he's ramming that metal bar through his fibula.
Yes.
Jesus Christ! Even nowadays, that makes me wince. So number 2, insert drum roll and or chanting my name loudly.
Duncan, no, I'm not chanting his name. I'm not falling for these tricks. I'm a cult leader.
Basically said my name 3 times, so I'm going to appear at midnight. So second is a film called The Battery.
The Battery? I don't know that one.
Yeah,
The Battery.
And again, it's because I find a lot of zombie films, and I say you guys probably fall into this category as well. You watch shitloads of them, and a lot of them are, let's be honest, shit.
Yes.
But you still watch them because I love watching them on the off chance that I find something a bit different. So have you seen Battle of the Damned with Dolph Lundgren?
Yes.
Poor fucker. I mean, they made him run, and you can tell how he didn't want to run. And the Battery is basically as opposed to like all guns blazing and you got body count everywhere. It's just two guys, and they hate each other.
Yeah.
He's part of this baseball team, and it's just following them around. It's just them in. I think it's set down in the south, south of the United States of America, sort of almost around the sort of, Walking Dead area. And it's just these guys. Just the first half of the film is them surviving, and then something just happens, and then the second half of the film it's so claustrophobic. It's just it's just something completely different. And I'll turn that film off, and I thought, bloody hell, you know what I mean? I've actually seen something pretty original in a zombie film for the first time in years, and I was just like, that's a rare thing. So I always tell people to go and watch The Barry whenever I'm anywhere. So you have to watch The Barry.
I'm going to go watch that.
Talking about films that you watch that you're hoping that are going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, you watch so many of them and hope that you're going to pick up a gem. Me and my partner, we brought a film called A Zombie, which was Osama bin Laden zombies.
Yes, a zombie.
The tagline was something like, Osama bin Laden has risen from his sandy grave to lead an army of the undead. And oh my God, it was the most dire film I've ever watched. And Osama bin Laden wasn't even in it. There was no Osama bin Laden zombie.
Oh, so
the whole thing was just ridiculous.
Because it was in the desert, they thought they had to attach Osama bin Laden's name onto it. Like it was.
Yeah, it was in the fucking desert. It was just the acting was atrocious.
That would be mildly racist at the same time, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Going, oh yeah.
We were hoping that the film was going to be so bad that it was good. You know, a bit like Return of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a really bad film, but it was bloody brilliant. And it wasn't. It was just bad. And I was very disappointed. It had so much potential.
And that's the problem. There were too many like that. And you know halfway... Well, actually, you know about 10, 15 minutes in, it's a big pile of shit.
Yeah.
But you have to see it through, you know. It's very rare I turn a film off because... they could just start off badly, and like I say, especially in zombie films, I just love finding something a little different. So,
the Battery sounds amazing. I mean, we've spoken about this quite a few times, Bex and I. We was actually talking about it at Weekend of the Dead, about a very claustrophobic, tight group with just great characters, no blood, no gore, no sort of. No horror as such, but the horror being in their minds of survival.
Yeah.
You know? We talked about that, and it was so the Battery really appeals to me. Anyway, what's number one for Duncan?
And the number one, it's bona fide classics, but as I'm concerned, it's the film that got me introduced to zombies. Without it, I wouldn't have liked it. I wouldn't be this mad about zombies at all. It's the original Dawn of the Dead. Yes. It's just, I watched it earlier today.
Oh, really?
Why not? And this is where my geekiness comes. I watched the theatrical version earlier today because I've got the weird one thing. And it's just weird, like the little bits they cut out for it. And it's just, anyway, I'm digressing now because I'm trying to spod mode.
So which bits did they cut out? Which bits?
It's only a little bit. So, you know when Flyboy goes off to the police docks to go and refuel.
Yep.
And he kind of lands and he finds the dead cop over the radio. So it's literally, they go from him and Fran in the studio to him just speaking into the radio. And he goes, this station's gone. It's like, what? What's the rest of it? And then when they're hot wiring the trucks, so they go from Fran going, hey, you have to include me in everything, guys, and don't leave me without a gun. And then you suddenly see Roger's crotch as he's trying to hot wire on the truck. So he's going, hang on.
Yeah, just missed out the whole bit. Oh, wow.
Either that or Romero really thought that people in cinemas wanted to go and see Roger's crotch.
Well, they probably did. They probably did. So is that your favourite zombie film of all time?
All time. And to be honest, it's a bit like when someone asks what my favourite Star Wars film is Empire Strikes Back. Categorically, it cannot be superseded. I mean, it's just, to me, it's perfect. And yes, you watch it now and it's old, the effects are a bit shoddy, but that's kind of what I like about it. I watched Land of the Dead back recently, and you know when they're coming out of the water? Yep. I mean, brilliant scene, and I loved that when the first time. But if you look at it now, it's it's basically like Attack of the fucking Clones. It's the CGI.
Yeah.
It's like an abortion in your eyes. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, but at the time, I remember watching it first time round and thinking, "Oh, that's really good for this type of movie." But then, obviously, since then, we've had things like Pirates of the Caribbean and all these wonderful things with scenes of zombies walking out of water, and so it's kind of it's lost its way a little bit. I actually think Land of the Dead is one of my favourite Romero movies, and I know I'm in a minority there.
No, I liked Land of the Dead.
May I ask why?
I like Dead Reckoning. I think I think the vehicle is actually. Do you know what? They made the film about the wrong thing. They should have made the film just about the vehicle and just following the vehicle through the apocalypse.
I liked how the zombies were learning as they went along.
I did not like that.
It was a bit of a different angle. Also, one thing I noticed as well. Sorry, I jump around in conversations like this.
So do we.
Dawn of the Dead. Right at the beginning, you know the cops on the dock when the guy's saying, "You got a cigarette? You got a cigarette?" Yeah. When he goes back to his mates, one of the cops is actually Joe Pilato, who plays Rhodes in Day of the Dead.
Yeah, he's because he was Weekend of the Dead, wasn't he? Yeah. So amazing. Yeah. I never noticed these things. See, you're far more observant when it comes to movies than I am.
First, I noticed it then and watched it more times than I've probably had a hot bath.
Oh, 3 times. Duncan, it's been amazing talking to you. We've been really lucky to have you on, and obviously we are very fortunate at GMZ that Duncan is going to take part in our new anthology that's coming out called The Queuing Dead, which is our sort of take on The Walking Dead. GMZ's take on and it's going to be all filled with British authors, just British authors, and that's not us discriminating against the Americans. We love the Americans, and we're going to have plenty of interviews with Americans as we go through the series. But this book is just going to be British authors, just seeing it from our perspective, our sort of weird British sideways slant at the world.
Because who better to have a British take on things than the British?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just,
So can you give us any clues, Duncan, on what possibly we're in store for in your story in the Queuing Dead anthology?
Well, so for me, it's going to have to be something typically British, obviously, because that's the whole point of it. But I say I'm a big lover of the Walking Dead comics, and while the Governor's very good and the Whisperers and Alpha are pretty cool as well, there's only one bad guy in the Walking Dead.
Yes,
and I'm not talking about Rick Grimes' zombie hand. It's Negan, and I'm not going to get into the TV series because while I enjoy it, I think the comic books are infinitely better. Mm-hmm. So I'm basically going to do a bit of a bit of British take on Negan, and he's going to be a guy called Nigel.
Nigel, British name.
Exactly, and instead of Lucille, it's going to be probably Gladys, and it's going to be a cricket bat wrapped in barbed wire. But he's just going to be very apologetic. He's going to be sort of like, well, you must give us all, you must give me half of your shit. That's okay. I mean, I don't want to put you out.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, next Tuesday could be possible, but we really have to insist on at least
I'd like
3
you to
more
do it on Monday, but Tuesday is acceptable to me.
Yeah.
like the massive passive-aggressive Negan.
Exactly.
He's going to insist that you give half of the stuff, but not directly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I just kind of just want a bit of fun with it. I mean, I was debating whether to sort of almost do a riff on the whole when Negan meets Glenn and Rick and that on the road, but I just thought, I don't know. I just kind of want to British it up a little bit. So I'm thinking there might be some kind of a supermarket incident and they have a bit of a kerfuffle over cakes.
Oh yes, it'll be a bit like Hot Fuzz, something like that.
Yeah.
The Battle of Waitrose or whatever it was, Morrison's. Duncan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on our podcast. It's been great. We could talk for hours, couldn't we, Bex?
We could. But that's not possible because we have lives.
We have lives.
I am your life now.
I told you.
Duncan, you are like my spirit animal.
Can I just say, I'm actually made you a bit of a surprise. Do you want to open your front door? Because there I am.
Who's front door?
The dog normally barks when there's someone in the bushes, and it must be you.
And I must apologise because I am naked. But
that's fine. That's fine. So am I.
And also, in my defence, it's very cold.
Yeah, it's a bit nippy up north today.
It's not a button mushroom.
Oh!
How do these conversations get out of hand so much? Right. I'm sure our listeners are looking for ways to avoid you. So, in which ways would they be best to avoid you? What are your website? Do you have a website? Social media? Amazon? Where can they not find you?
They cannot find me at duncanpbradshaw.co.uk. I'm definitely not there.
Mm-hmm.
There's not more of my ramblings there. They definitely cannot find me on Facebook under Duncan P Bradshaw and my very silly faces there. And like I say, I'm on Amazon. I'm on Instagram. I'm on the lamppost thing down from where they live. I'm everywhere. I'm basically some kind of weird zombie
The
god.
10 most wanted thing in the FBI office.
Yeah, is on that Metropolitan Police list they have for special people.
I told you guys that was a secret. And
Operation New Tree.
Hey, now that was never proven, man. All right.
It was research. It was just research.
I've already had to change my name 3 times now. I mean, and the beard's gone. Okay, very quickly. Rolf Harris, David Lee Travis, 2 things in common: Operation New Tree and beards. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
Maybe, beards is the clue. Who else has been with a beard?
Simon's got a massive beard.
Simon's got a massive beard. Wow, now you know. Okay, so I think that we're going to have to call the interview there because otherwise we're going to go for ages, and we've got another interview straight after this one. So thank you very much for coming onto our podcast, Duncan. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're more than welcome.
Been brilliant.
Whenever you like. When I say whenever you like, as long as you schedule it in properly through the correct procedures.
You guys are so particular. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a blast, as they say in the States.
Oh,
It's been a blast.
It's been a blast.
Yeah. It's been bloody marvellous.
Bloody marvellous.
Absolutely top drawer.
It's been absolutely brilliant, mate. I'm really, really, really glad that you came on. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that is it. Episode 1 is in the bag.
We are back.
Yes, we really are. And it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back. I mean, honestly, I'm not even lying. It is nice to be back. Obviously, there's no zombies outside. There's no demon dick in my face. And it's nice.
I bet you missed that, though. You missed the demon dick in your face.
I do, just a little bit around my lips. Oh dear. Anyway, it's nice. It's nice to it's nice to be back and talking about GMZ stuff. It's the nice thing about being like back and being in the real world again is that we can talk about what happens in our Facebook group.
We can talk about what happens in our Facebook group,
and that's good because like you guys who listen. I can talk about you, and when we can put that on the internet. And I don't know where we stand with that legally. I don't know if we could get sued or something, but I don't care because I think that's good. I think it's getting you involved. So I think it's getting people involved, even if
get people involved.
Yeah, it's like being part of the family. So. Bex, did you see my caption contest this week?
I did see your caption contest this week.
And so my caption contest for those of you, because obviously there's no video, this is just audio. So for those of you who can't see it, it was like a dead person on the ground and all their guts are outside. And then there was a woman who was a zombie with blood all over it. And then she had car keys in her hand. That was essentially...
And Tracy Malibu's geocaching joke cracked me up.
Yep.
And so did Fran Smith's.
I can't remember Tracy Malibu's or Fran Smith's, but I'm sure they was funny. But the winner this week was Cheryl Ashcroft. So Cheryl, you won. There you go. So if you get in touch with me, I'll get you a keyring bottle opener. And you said on your caption contest, we said put the keys in the bowl, not his bow. See what she did?
That was funny. It was funny.
She took the word
See
bowl
what she did there.
and bow. They sound similar. They're almost spelled exactly the same except for one letter.
Just bowel's got an E.
It's got an E. Genius.
Got an E.
Go fucking
That's it. It's just got one E. That's all it's got.
Fucking genius. Anyway,
genius.
If you get in contact with us, or I'll get in contact with you, however you want me to do it, and then we'll send you one of our keyring bottle openers.
Indeed. So this week, Tracy's book chat was awesome.
Yeah.
obviously we've not been on the Facebook group because we've been doing this, but I'm sure Joe's Friday Follies was a roaring success.
Yes.
It normally is.
I'm sure it was. I don't know. Because I can't see it because we've been here.
We've been podcasting.
On Fridays, especially this first episode, because it's been a big episode, because it's our first one back, so it's been massive. So we've been recording all night. It's been bonkers. So we haven't seen anything. Anyway, that's what's been happening. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. We have a Patreon now. So you can just Google GMZ Patreon and you'll find it, or you'll find it on our Facebook page, or you'll find it on our Facebook group. And there you can see the outtakes of this recording. There's a lot. There's a bunch of shit. So you'll see all the outtakes. Bex and I did a little extra recording while we was waiting for guests in between. So we added a few extra bits in there. So if you're on Patreon, if you become a patron, you will get all that stuff. Some weeks you'll get video, some weeks you'll get extra audio. This week you're going to get extra audio because we didn't record any video.
So don't forget as well, we still have our charity book called Treasure Chest that we released last season of the podcast. So it's a book that we had loads of authors coming together and they all wrote a book called Treasure Chest, and it's for breast cancer care. All the proceeds go to breast cancer care, so that's still available on Amazon. Go buy that.
Yep. And obviously, as you heard in the podcast, we've got a new anthology coming out. This is called The Queuing Dead. It's our uniquely British take on The Walking Dead. It has a ton of really good zombie authors. I will give you a full list, but not right now, or maybe in a future episode we'll do like a Queuing Dead bit. It's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. Absolutely huge.
Cool. Yeah, because I can't wait for that. I love a good anthology. But GMC Live this year.
GMC Live! Oh.
This August we're going on the road. We're taking the show on the road. Yep. We're going to be up in my neck of the woods in Manchester. We're going to be doing a live show. Lots of great zombie authors. We'll be interviewing them. You can meet them. There's a bar, because that's the only important thing that you need to know.
Yep.
We've got to spend a ton of money behind the bar, by the way. So I'm expecting each and every one of you to just drink everybody under the table. I don't want to see anyone sober.
I said to Bex, look, I want to do a live show. I want to get lots of people down, lots of authors and stuff. She said, I'm only doing it if it's in a bar. And I said, I can't do it in a bar, Bex. That's not appropriate. She said, no, I'm only doing it if it's in a bar and they sell cocktails. I said, right. And that's what we're doing.
And Mark said he'd only do it if they sell cock.
Yes, which is why we're doing it in Manchester. So that's about it for now.
Yeah.
I think that's you all caught up to date, and that is this podcast. That is it. We're done. There's like I don't know how long we've been doing this.
Sweating a little bit.
Hours of recording. Yeah.
Yes. So thanks for listening. Hopefully you can spend a little bit of time to review the podcast if you like us, because we are awesome, and I think we are worth 5 stars. Maybe not a brain star, but a golden star.
Maybe
on iTunes.
A brown chocolatey star. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, it would be awesome if you could give us some stars. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
We love you.
We love you. Thank you, Seattle. I don't know why I said that. Thanks for listening. Bye. We used to have a thing. We used to sign off.
We did used to have a thing, and I missed the thing.
Should we do the thing? Should we do it? What was it?
Remember to stay safe and remember to kick ass.
Oh, yeah. I forgot our thing. We did it for 2 years and I forgot the thing. Remember to stay safe.
And remember to kick ass.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.